Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Castlevania 2 Lord of Shadows. So I decided to go into the Steam web store and just
the antidote must be near the station the train took me to.
Look for other Castlevania games on Steam. And the truth of the matter is there's basically nothing. There's Mirror of Fate, and that is that. Now, I may not be in the same place that I was. I think the game did not save for probably a lot of time here. So let's just hold this and see where this takes us all. Did we get the bits of experience? No. So I'm gonna have to run through all of this. This game doesn't checkpoint enough, or at the very least it does not save the game when you exit out of it, which is a problem considering that this game has so many problems with just being alt-tabbed out of the game. This is an odd angle to be shown. Alright, so we just have to run through this. And we'll jump back down to that in a second. If we didn't get these bits of experience, that means we didn't get this collectible here. I looked at all the achievements also, and it seems like, yes, these things unlock a challenge, and there's several of them. I wouldn't be surprised if the challenges are really, really difficult, and probably not something I'm gonna spend too much effort on. So yeah, because Mirror of Fate is the closest thing to a Castlevania game on PC, my experience for Castlevania games is not probably going to be very good. Or for Steam at least. Sure, I could get the ROMs and run emulators and play the old NES, Super NES, the Nintendo, Game Boy Castlevanias, of which I am still certain that there are quite a few, but those really aren't something that would turn into buying advice, and basically that's what all video game critics are, giving buying advice. There's nothing being purchased if somebody's finding a ROM for a game that's not actually available for sale. It's weird that Konami doesn't have these games on sale, in my opinion. It just seems like that's unnecessary. Where, by the way, am I supposed to be going? Like, because when I go up here, and when I go up here, is there another pathway that I'm not taking? Yeah, there is. We've got these military guys again, and all of a sudden he's placing mines? Like, what's that gonna do? I can throw blood daggers at any point I want. A mine is not gonna stop that. Let's see. Okay. Why did that happen? And how did that happen? Some weird nanotechnology there. Where are we even going? This world is getting potentially a little bit too open world for me, particularly for what this is. Feels like there would be a way to jump over there, but that doesn't seem to be true. So let's just jump down. Get bits of experience. Look for any items of import. Any art pieces. That's what I thought. This is another one of these sections where it's mostly around breaking things. Okay. So we now know mines exist. So what? And pushing those guys back into the mines does not seem to do as much as I would like. Now, I want as much in the air as possible in these fights. And it seems pretty obvious at this point that the there we go. Alright. Come on, hit the button. Yeah, demons seem to not matter one bit. And so I could probably pull off some more actions, more combos once I get these guys going. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, these guys need X attacks, and frankly, even in these guys seem a little strong. It's been a day or two since I last played, so I might have lost a little bit of the groove of things. That is often a problem when playing games, but that would be a normal problem for a lot of people. Like, very few people marathon a game from beginning to end. Most people take breaks, and if your system is just not intuitive enough, and it's not just the standard buttons that work for every other game that has ever been made. Alright, so let's throw a bomb. That blows that up. Let's throw ice. That doesn't seem like you can do anything. So it seems like bomb is probably the best one, because bomb actually breaks the things, instead of ice just freezing it and then you can see, I guess it's just permanently frozen, so that's not as big of a deal. We're getting introduced to more things. More breakable style artifacts. And just a truck in the way to block a path. I assume misform does not work against things like that. Yeah, it actually doesn't look like there are a lot of achievements in this game. around secondary actions. It seems like it is almost all around beating the story, getting you 3/4 of the achievements, and then beating the story on different difficulties being the one thing that otherwise might give you something collectible. So are we going this way? Or is it this way? Yeah, this just brings us back up here. And there's no other way to climb up here. Although it seems like we probably will jump back down through this section later, depending on how much game is actually here. I wouldn't be surprised if we beat the game and find, oh, actually there's quite a lot of things that were just left as they were because they ran out of budget. I wish we weren't getting experience and artwork from breaking things, frankly. They're stretching out the game for what I consider bad reasons, when frankly they should just have us run through this and have our single player experience, storyline experience, be short and sweet. I feel like this is probably a game that would be better justified. Interesting. So this feels like this is going to straight up take us downward to the Castlevania castle in modern time. But what does that really do? Like, it's kind of a pointless ability. And we're still looking for the antidote in that facility that the train took us to, allegedly. I don't know how that's really the case of what we're doing. Can I ghost through that? I guess I can. Because we've certainly gone in circles and we're really, really far from where that location was. One last thing to collect. So we may have seen a lot of these before. Just elevators downward. I don't think we can go any further downward with that. This looks like it's a dark room where maybe the White Wolf would transition us at some point. Why is the music playing so loud and hyper? That's a question to ask, certainly. So now we can go back up, and we can take the elevator. And it wasn't too long ago that we fought Carmilla, so I really wouldn't expect another boss fight. I think the game's audio engine, which we just reloaded the game, has just decided that we're in battle when we really aren't. It needs to play itself out, fade down, and relax a little bit since there's nothing going on in this. It's almost as if it thinks I'm in battle because I'm just playing probably way too thoroughly and breaking things. Well, now I'm in battle. Get that. So I'm gonna try and knock these guys up as much as possible. So anytime we get near one, we'll do this and do air combos and do as many of these as possible to just get as much experience as possible. Right. We've got 2 stun locked guys. There we go. So that turns on the power in what is, I assume, a creepy facility. This is that, it looks a lot like that creepy insane asylum facility. Now I can't fall through those grates. Doesn't look like there's actually anything up there. It really just looks like there's a ton of collectibles in this area. So I don't know if this is... A lot of times when I look at games, I get the feeling that the developer of the game is contractually obliged by the publisher of the game who's funding it to have a certain number of collectibles, a certain number of things in general, a certain number of boss battles. And that would be how you would negotiate a contract, is you would put some metrics on it. So a lot of times it feels like to satisfy those requirements, you'll run into sections of games or entireties, parts of games where there's just a collectible way too close to another collectible for good gameplay measure. He was standing on a chair there. And I'm just trying to have this guy killed while mastering as much as possible. Oh, I forgot, I should be using the time slowdown abilities too. But I only have 2 of them. And that's a dodo's egg. So I have too many of those at this point. Even though there's a lot of collectibles in this area, it is still worth mentioning that there would be a level of trouble to get to some areas, because those areas are not going to have easy access as they are. Like, it's just gonna be a pain in the butt to reach places because I don't have a double jump still. Alright. I think I turned on the power, but I'm fairly certain the power resets. This feels a little too much like the hide and seek sequence. Again, just solving too many puzzles for a Castlevania game, not fighting enough fights. Yes, so this area is not gonna let me get any higher. Interesting reflections on the blood. Sometimes it's very reflective, sometimes it's not reflective at all. Alright. So this feels like what I'm supposed to do is do some dashing and avoid these people, because this whole area has just respawned. Jesus, not until I get to the second floor. So yeah, there's not a lot to say when going through this. It's just kind of grindy. A lot of collectibles here. Way more collectibles than there should be. This also, if you were trying to introduce the concept of collectibles, we're way far into the game for this to be the first time anybody finds a collectible, or the first time anybody would have accidentally turned on hit something sideways. These guys are getting worse with their guns. Alright. I don't see how I make a jump that gets me over that way. So we have an elevator that's now back down to the bottom. We have over here a wall that to me seems to be a solid wall. We have floors up there that we really can't get to. So it seems like we're going down this way. Seems that like that's what we're doing. And doesn't seem like there's too much here. Just more Assassin's Creed climbing. Yeah, I can jump over here if I want, but there's literally nothing over here. Despite acid people shooting me, there's nothing else to that corner. So these little edges where I can just get attacked. This is not a good sequence for people trying to get all the collectibles, and it would be a pretty boring sequence for people not trying to get all the collectibles. Elevator does not work without electricity. Is there some trick here with the electricity that I'm not getting? See, also there's a Y and a X then A attack, so apparently I'm supposed to get good at using both of them. Alright, let's dash over here. Dashed right into him. Like, all the power in this area seems to be controlled by the same controller. And this is such a grind fest. So what I'm thinking is possibly I'm supposed to do this. Let's see. Press this and then target that. Nope, that doesn't work. So this seems like a just race in multiple turns. Just gonna force me to do this multiple times. Right. And now let's go down here. Fall down this way, and then dash this way, and then jump this way, and then dash this way. And I'm hoping that's the end of that, and that there's some kind of power switch up here, because now I'm back to, well, here's a bunch of things and a bunch of artwork I want to collect, and I don't want to have to go any further. Yeah, I think we're done if we don't fall, which hopefully we won't fall. That was like 3 or 4 pain boxes in one area. There might as well have just been one longer puzzle to unlock everything. And I can't help but feel like we are nowhere close towards the end, when we probably should be a lot closer towards the end. I feel like the game has stretched things out, and I've played way too conservatively as far as just focusing on simple concepts. Is there any chance whatsoever that I could walk across that. I don't think so. Is there any chance that I could make it from this direction? Yeah, there's a whole nother collectible up there too. So there's more to this area. Let's just get out of here though. I feel like we'll probably come back to this section and find something else. I guess we could go for a boss fight. At the very least a cutscene we're getting. And this weird hotel looking area, hotel slash psychotic asylum, apparently has just in parts been converted into a laboratory, which seems rather ridiculous.
Access granted.
Why does the eye scanner, by the way, need to be all the way at the top? Are we gonna find some creature with an eye at the very top of their head, and they're super tall? Why give the injection through the suit?
The antidote.
So the game is saving, at least we know that much. And I guess I could roll back into the other area. We're gonna need to turn into a rat at some point. So how much progress did we make today? Doesn't feel like a lot, just a ridiculous amount of trying to get from point A to point B. I did work on my Rising Whip attack XA to master that, and then a little bit on the Rising Sweep, and I can still use Combined Sweep a little bit and Aerial Sweep a little bit. I guess I don't need to use Aerial Whip at all. These other abilities require synchronized blocks, so I'm not sure if there really is a chance that I'd really master a lot of this. Like after a somersault, hit X 3 times. I could try to do that, but there's certainly a lot of actions that just don't feel normal. Here we can upgrade and purchase a new ability. Void Sword, Rising Attack, and just in the air hitting X is still doable, and all the Y attacks are still doable. Here's another skill we can purchase, and we might as well. Is there anything else we can purchase? Doesn't seem like it. Seems like all of these attacks are super expensive, or yeah, just really expensive on XP. So all that attacking is definitely all the grinding I'm doing to get experience is necessary, but frankly I kind of feel like that we might beat the game and only have half the skills unlocked, and then they'll just want us to play the game again, and I think at that point I'd probably say no. That's certainly what I'm coming to in a lot of this, is just it's hard to justify playing this game when the game is so minimal and dragged out. And it sure might have been a little bit better if I played in hour segments instead of evaluating it by every 30 minutes. but not by much, really. Every section that we run into here seems to take about 30 minutes and an hour to an hour, and that's too long for sections in games. Also, I'd like to see twice as many checkpoints, twice as many switches between gameplay elements, or maybe no switches between gameplay elements. The old Castlevania games are 100% platforming and attacking enemies. If the new Castlevania games were 100% fighting with boss fights, that would be fine by me also. That is also in line with the Metroidvania games, where, well, the Metroid games, where almost every single room in a Metroid map has something you're fighting, with a few rooms in the Metroid Prime series having puzzles, but the older games not really having many puzzles other than doors and transition puzzles. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to further follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.